Hey everyone, welcome to another video review. This is the Transformers Legacy Haslab Victory Saber. Finally, I'm doing it. Yeah, it just took me a little longer than I wanted it to, but yeah, you can see we're just doing the box here for now because there's a lot going on here. But yeah, you can see the box is a very nice bit of artwork. You get this red, well, foil effect all over the box. You know, because the outline legacies way up here, and you got Transformers and Generations, Tugger, all that stuff. You got Star Saber and Victory Leo down here. You got the Victory Saber right here in Hasbro, and yeah, you got the outline of Victory Saber in the background with the grid and everything. On the top, you have, well, Victory Saber. On the side, this side, you have, well, all the stuff that's included. You know, Saber, Victory Leo, Brain of Courage, Hori and Autobot Fire. And on this side, you have just the big old, Transformers logo, just in chrome and the Victory Saber right there. On the bottom, you have just, well, copyrights and warnings. On the back, you have, well, a nice shot of Victory Saber, again, on the red grid work with the foil and all that stuff, and designed by Haslab and all that copyrights. And up here, you got the V-Star Jet and Victory Saber logo and all that. But also, this is a slip cover. This is going to be one of those longer ones, which... Get that off, and before we get to the box, other part of the box, the cool thing about the slipcover is, you can see that, it is reversible. And it's pretty simple. You just, those little flaps, and you can take it and reverse it, and you got this really nice bit of artwork. Again, Victory Saber and all this is much more of a late G1 style thing going on here. You got the pictures, you got the little grid work, and even a little G1, the old G1 artwork. Yeah, you got the Victory logo. And of course you have, more product shots and whatnot. Including how it works. And yeah, you could just, if you want, you can reverse it. Yeah, you can get it all reversed and all that stuff. Mine's, well, obviously kind of warped looking because it's never really flipped it all the way this way like this. But you can do that if you want and slip that back on and, have a very different style box. But of course, the box itself, you have this little cover, which is basically, again, poster. You got Victory, Victory Leo and Star Saber. You got the Legacy logo and Fire and Hori and well, Death Source in the background. And, what does that say? Let's see. I think it says Victory Saber. Yeah, so, there's that. And yeah, inside the box, you'll have, first you'll have the tray full of a bunch of accessories, which, are already emptied out. And you take that away, and then you eventually have, where the figures would be in separate little things, Victory Leo and Star Saber, and there you go. And on the red box itself, it's just red, so there's nothing else there really, but yeah, it's a very nice presentation when you open it up and everything, so that's something. Also comes with instructions, which are, unfortunately for me, I prefer what they did with Unicron, which was it was a booklet. This, unfortunately, it's a big old fold-out, poster style thing, which makes it a little difficult when you're just trying to mess with it the first time, so that's a little annoying, but they do work. They're actually pretty clear, particularly since they're like full color. And you got the sticker sheet for something which I'll get into a little bit later, but I get this little sticker sheet, which is a little annoying personally, but yeah. Okay, so starting off, we're going to go ahead and actually start with I guess the part of the set that I really don't care about too much, which is Hori and Fire. Yeah, you can see they are Micromasters. Yes, they brought back some Micromasters. These are actually repaints of Stakeout and Red something. Red Heat, I think, yeah. You can see, yeah, they're definitely Micromasters. You got nice paint jobs. You got blue and white and yellow here. You got, red, blue, and white there. All that stuff. They look pretty all right. You got a bit of the black on this one. You got some more white there. You got all that. No, it's they're Micromasters. Hori here is I think the better of the two overall, and the opposability is you got Little swivel at the head, very small swivel. You got ball jointed shoulders, so you got forward and back and outward, and now you got ball jointed hips. So again, forward, back, outward. Although some limitations due to sculpting, you got a ball jointed knees, so you got that much bend, and of course that can also swivel for you or just pop off, because that was always a problem with these things. That's always a problem with the Siege Micromaster, but that can swivel. Well, again, yeah, it's just more likely to pop off with the ball joint there, because yep, this was always a problem with these things. And Hori does not have a waist swivel. Fire here, I think the head's on a swivel, but I can't get in there, so that's fun. Yeah, the head's, I think, is on a swivel, but I can't really get in there. The shoulders are, of course, ball jointed, so you got forward and back, and a little bit outward, and there's also a hinge there, so you get a little bit outward, but not a whole lot. There is a waist swivel, you can see that. You got ball jointed hips, forward and back and outward, and you got the knee bend, which is a hinge, and then you got the heels, which can be adjusted if you need those, and this thing can rotate and also just pop off because it's just pegged in. So yep, there's your lot. Those guys. Yes, comparison though, stakeout and whatnot, and red, whatever his name is. Yeah, I don't remember now. Yeah, those two. You can see molding wise, there's like no difference whatsoever. It's all paint. So, or just plastic coloring, but yeah, it's just really much difference there. Yeah, transformation is pretty simple too. You just will take the arms here and they'll just tab inside, and take the feet and tab those together and rotate that around and bring that down, and then bring the hood down over top. Make sure to use multiple hinges there and just bring that down like that. That's one car mode, and then the other one, it's also pretty simple. You take the hinges and the shoulders, bring those up. So kind of bring those in, get that out of the way, extend these out, tab the legs together, and fold them up. Get that really out of the way. Fold these up, and hopefully they stayed together, and then these little bars go in there, and then take that, and you can then extend this out, and all that stuff. And there you go. Yeah, there's a fire in the vehicle mode. And yeah, they are Micromasters, so you pretty much not a whole lot there. There's not really a lot of painted detail, but there is some molded detailing. You got some black and white. You got the light bar and everything. You got the blue windows, and yeah, you got some tail light stuff. You got the wheels. It does roll okay, although some of the wheels, this one in particular, doesn't like to roll because of friction. This one, you get, some ladder detailing, fire truck detailing and whatnot. You got the window, and unfortunately, yeah, this is a very common problem. It's fire here does not, his legs, you can see, don't like to totally really tab together very well, which is a little annoying. This all can go up and down and fold and spin and all that stuff. And he can also roll, although not very well. So yeah, that's the Micromasters, and again, these two. Red heat and stakeout and all that stuff. Yeah, you can see though. You can see that's the problem. You can see that you can see. Yeah, this one doesn't have the same issue that this does, where it's just does not tab together nicely. So that's a weird problem that was introduced to the mold. I'm probably guessing the mold degraded, unfortunately. So yeah, that's that. And of course, just like before, they don't tell you this in instructions, but yeah, it still does the thing where you can totally just turn them into guns, and this one is easy. You just take this and take these and yeah, take those out and move these and just rotate that waist around and bring those back in and fold those back in. They're supposed to tab into the chest, but they don't do a very good job of doing so, because again, that feels like there's mold degradation or something. Supposed to do that like that, and this one right here, you're supposed to send the legs back out. So, and then this part right here, you want to go ahead and use that hinge right here double hinge here to bring that hood up like that, and then rotate that peg out, and then this will just go ahead and peg into this, and these little notches right here will line up with those tabs, and yeah, there's the gun mode. Again, yeah, it's really trying. There's little barrels right there molded in, but it's not, once again, not very great, honestly. It once again feels like they're trying to increase, you know, the value or whatever the figure, and just not really succeeding because it just kind of is lame. Just like before. I think only a handful of those ever really succeeded at being, you know, decent weapons. I feel, but yeah, what do I know? And here's the other one, which, yeah, again, you can see alignment issues like crazy here. I don't know what happened. Just something happened with this alignment is not there, versus this has the alignment and actually all kind of tabs in properly. So you got that. There's the weapons. They're actually, weirdly enough, yeah, these two are really similar. So you got all that, and yeah. That's the Micromasters. We'll go ahead and put those off to the side for now. Now, the main event. First of all, we're going to get Victory Leo in here. Bring the camera up. Victory Leo. And of course, Star Saber. Yep, there they are. I really like these a lot. I am really glad I backed this set overall. These are great, in my opinion. These are absolutely great. You can see they look real nice. Getting into close a little bit, you can see Victory Leo here. You know, he's got the white face and the, you know, kind of the weird yellow lion helmet and the black thing, which I'll get into that a little bit. And little horns. You got the gold foil, which on mine, yeah, this is a big thing, which is a lot of copies came in with like damaged gold foil because this stuff is fragile. Mine, you can't really see too much of an issue. You see, if you get this shine in just the right light, you'll see some scratching. Like, yeah, you see that. You see a little bit of scratching, but only literally if you shine in the correct light angle and everything. It's almost invisible otherwise, so that doesn't bother me. But I've seen some really bad ones, like there's actual like holes in it and tears and whatnot. So that's always, and fingerprints and all that stuff. But I don't have that issue, thankfully. But you got the yellow and red, and you got some white and black, and you got the Autobot symbol there. You got his little hip Gatling guns. You got some yellow and black and red down there. You got little feet, his wings, and his little cannons and all that stuff. And Star Saber, yeah, yeah, you got his his helmet there, which there you can see in some lights. Again, there's a little slight, like very minute scratch there on his. Yeah, you can see it right there. Some little scratch right there. Again, on mine, it's only visible in very specific lighting, mostly here. And most, like anywhere besides here, it's honestly not that bad. But you got his antenna, which unfortunately one of mine is kind of loose. I'm trying to fix that still. I think there's a method I'm trying to figure out, but right now that's mine's a little loose, unfortunately, which is annoying. But again, same gold thing, which mine, thankfully, there is no real damage on mine for this one, thank goodness. Again, all about symbols in red and white and gold, and you know, some more gold and blue, and yeah, the blue thighs and the white and blue there, and some little bits of gunmetal and the red toes and all that stuff. And back here you got the blue and red and all that. Looks great. Yeah, this is also, I have to mention, yeah, reviewing this guy was a bit of a, it took a bit for me just because trying to figure out the best way to do it, because I was considering how this is how they're packaged, and considering my whole, oh, I'm going to start with whatever mode they're packaged in, create a little bit of a logistical issue. But, right, they look great here. Now, of course, accessories. Beyond, let's see, what should I start with? Right, how about this? Rifle, which this is for Saber mostly, but you know, you could give it to Star Saber if you want. You can give it to them. You could peg it on, there's like multiple, you know, pegs and whatnot. You can just peg it onto. You can kind of do it like the Masterpiece did, which, you know, peg it there, like right there. You could also give it to Victory Leo, whatever you want, you know, that whole thing, which is nice. Give him there for there. You got the sword. There's the hilt. There's the blade. And what you can do here is, the handle extends out. Now, there are two ways you can do this. Well, it's supposed to be anyway. Again, common issue. So you can do it like the toy did, which is, you know, just there's a like a plus shaped notch here, and there's this little tab here. You can plug this in like that, you know. That's how the toy did it, you know. That's the way it was on the toy, and you can just, you know, plug that in his hand and like that stuff. Or you can do it so it's more like, you know, a person would use a sword. So this is a little tricky. So apparently you're supposed to be able to plug it in like this, right? A lot of people are having issues with that. Namely, it doesn't want to plug in, and I can get on mine. Some people have encountered the problem of this will break, like this little bit will break off, and like, or it just doesn't want to go in. But you can see right there, it's fighting a bit. But I've been able to get it in. Like, see, it is pretty much in there. Might be a little crooked, but it's in there. Mine's in there. It's not moving out. It's not broken. So apparently it might be a little bit of your mileage may vary, but it does work on mine. So that's a thing. You also have the shield and the little handle for the shield, which this you want to go ahead and there's, you know, multiple peg holes. You want to peg it in right here like that. See? Yeah. And then with that, you can go ahead and take the hand and rotate it and then just slide this into the hand. You know, or, you know, accidentally push the hand in. Slide that in the hand, and now he's holding a shield, and it's dead solid, and there you go. There's one other thing, of course, which is the V-Lock cannon. Yeah, this is one of the stretch goals, and yeah, you can see it's a big old gray gun with some red striping and whatnot. And yeah, either one of them can hold this. And it's like this. I kind of like to give it to Victory Leo. But yeah, you got the handle right there. Plug in the hand. Bring that down. And there you go. Big old gun. And the final bit of accessory. Well, not final. There's a couple more accessories. Blast effects. Yeah, the green ones. I believe there's the ones with packaged with Jetfire. See Jetfire originally or something. Yeah. They're a little. Some of them are a little bent. You can see they're a little bent out of the package. But they're rubbery plastic. That's easy enough to heat them up and just bend them straight and whatnot. I haven't done that yet, but yeah, you know, you got got 2 sets of them. They come apart in 3 pieces, and they're blast effects. So you know they go with pretty much. Oh, he's thing for it, but yeah, you know you can put them in just about any gun tip. You know, so they got those. Plug them into the. Plug them into like the Leo's bat cannons if he doesn't. Yep, there we go. Plug them into there. See. I don't think they have any blast effect like, oh, I've been shot things anymore. Yeah. Can, yeah, still, yeah, do that. Line up, there you go. You do that. So on and so forth. So they're pretty neat. Still rubbery plastic. Not sure if that's going to be a problem down the line because, there's a whole, worry about, the rubbery plastic destroying paint and other plastics and whatnot. But, yep, that's a cool thing. And one last accessory, which is really cool that it exists, which is flight stand, which is translucent blue with the Victory logo and the Autobot symbol on the base, which is really neat. And yeah, it's translucent blue, and you got this, which this is an adapter for later, but you can store back here. Actually, yeah, it goes on there real secure, but yeah, it's pretty simple. It comes in separate parts. You just take it and slide that in. Take this and just store it back here because you don't need it in robot mode really. And yeah, for Star Saber here, peg here, which goes in this little hole there, and there you go. You got that. And I just knocked over Victory Leo. So you got that if you want. Let me double check that, but there's nothing on Victory Leo for the stand, so you can't use it, unfortunately. But yeah, you got that, which is cool. So real quick, I'm going to get this out of his hand real quick, because it'll be in the way otherwise. Articulation for the two of them. It's a couple different things going on here. So Victory Leo, you got swivel right there. Actually, I think it's technically a ball joint, but yeah, it's kind of, you got some limitations just because well, the shape of it. But you left and right, and a little bit up and down, a little bit of waggle, but not a whole lot there. These can flap a little bit, and you can move these. You wish you can even untab them from the back and bring them over as shoulders, which is pretty cool. Do that. You got this, which is full 360, although the wings get in the way of that. Outward, that far. You got a swivel. Elbows can bend pretty darn good. It's only a single joint. There is a wrist. There is a wrist swivel. Well, it's really tight on mine. In fact, I was a little worried because the bike wasn't moving. No waist swivel because of how he transforms. You'll see why. But yeah, there's no wrist swivel there, or waist swivel, unfortunately, because of that. Hips though, you can hear that ratchets. Forward that far, back that far, outward that far. Although there's that again transformation hinge, so you can kind of do that. Although you see kind of breaks, and unfortunately, this hinge is much tougher than this hinge. So frequently, if I'm trying to get the hips to go outward, this will just come undone versus, this moving, so that kind of stinks. You got a thigh swivel, knees, you get about 90 degrees bend. And down here, you get the weird faux ankle tilt. So you get that. That's your ankle tilt. So it's only the toe bit. And you got up and down, though, at the toe, which is neat. You got up toe joint there, so that's cool. But yeah, you only get that for toe foot movement. These are just solid blocks. So that's a thing. Fortunately, and oh yeah, by the way, there's peg holes on his sides there, so you can actually regardless of the thing, you peg things on the side there. But I believe this is actually a thing. I'm going to see if it actually works. Yeah, he was able to. Yeah, in the original toy, I believe, did this thing where you could. Yeah, there you go. You could do that if you want. Yeah, there we go. You can do that. I believe that was a thing. They don't mention this, but yeah, you can do that, which is pretty cool. I'm just gonna leave that like that for now. But yeah, Star Saber. Star Saber's actually got a lot of joints. Head. This is a couple hinges, so you got left and right there, but you also got up and down on the neck joint. The antenna can move forward and back, and these bits can move outward. Again, this one's a little looser than I like. The thing is either, I'm sure you either floor polish or there's a thing you do if you disassemble the head. You can take this and tighten there's it's a pin essentially, or rivet, and you just squeeze it in, and it'll just, you don't do it too far, or else you won't be able to reassemble it, and then that will tighten it down. So I'm gonna take a look at that and see if I can fix that. Yeah, shoulders. You can hear nice ratchet all the way around. Also, outward is right there, and that's pretty much your outward, unfortunately. You don't get a whole lot. I wish there's maybe a hinge. This thing was on a hinge or something, so you could just... But unfortunately, that's not a case. But you do have... butterfly, about that far. And it's a ratcheted butterfly, which is interesting. You do have double jointed elbows as well. You can see this one's just a friction hinge. This one is a ratchet hinge, so you can get double jointed curl, though because of the shapes you only get that much range. There's a bicep swivel there as well, and that's it right there. Wrists can swivel. And another cool thing about the wrists or the hands is they can collapse a little bit. You can move them like that on a little ratchet, and you can see this is like Siege Jetfire. We can see you get this thing when you move the fingers to have a more open hand. The little ring for the 5mm retracts a bit, so it's cool. Gotta get this out of his hand. Yeah, you got all that. Waist can swivel freely, no problem. And the cool thing is, it's kind of hard to get engaged, but there is an actual ab crunch. Sometimes it doesn't want to engage properly, but you have about that much range of ab crunch. Yeah, it also wants to tab itself into place, so watch it. Down here at the hips, you have, you know, its hip skirts get out of the way, at least forward. Nice, nice clicky ratchets forward, about that much back. Outward, you have that much range. You have a thigh swivel, knees, softer ratchet, about just shy of 90 degrees there, unfortunately. So that's all you get, you know, just shy of 90 degrees. Down here at the feet, you have an ankle tilt, but not really a whole lot. You got that much. You can see not really a whole lot of ankle tilt. And the feet, the toes can go down. You don't really have a whole lot, pretty much have any forward back, really. I mean, they can kind of go up too, but like that kind of looks a little weird. Yeah, they can go up and down, but they look a little weird. But yeah, you got that. So yeah, he's got pretty darn good articulation. Just a couple little, I think, almost, you know, almost really good, but not quite, didn't quite nail it. So there's a couple other things you can do. Like the shield here, you see there's clips, like these little clips things, and there's little tabs. You can clip this on the side like that. That's cool. The sword, I'm going to go ahead and adjust this back to this way. The sword, there's a peg hole here, which you can, if you want, you know, slide it through here, and there's a peg there, and you could slide it through and peg it into the shield like that. If you want, do that. Of course, there's a peg hole on his hip there, so you can peg it in, like, you know, right there, like that. It's cool. And if you just want to store this away, you can take the blade off, and it slots on either side of the leg, and just slot that in, and that's cool. That's, you know, storage here, sure, but it's also storage for the vehicle mode. But yeah, then you can just collapse this and just store that on the shield if you want. You know, just do that, which is pretty neat. There's a couple other things I'll get into, but that's for a different mode, really. We'll get into that in a little bit of different modes, but yeah. That's these two. And real quick, also here's Hori and Fire. Yep, there they are. The full, all the figures so far in there. You got that. Now, what was it? I'm going to do only a couple of comparisons, I think, here. I'm just going to do some brief ones. Namely, first off, here's Earthrise Optimus, just for the sake of, you know, giving you an idea of how big he is. Yeah, he's a bit on the short side. That's one thing. In the anime, I believe Victory Leo was about the same height as Star Saber, but for practical reasons, they kind of had him made much shorter. So, yeah, he's about the same size as Optimus here. So, just to give you an idea of that. Yeah, here's Minerva. She briefly appeared in the Victory anime and, well, helped rebuild him, I guess, because he was someone else. Here's a Galaxy Shuttle. Just to give you an idea there. Again, this guy, you know, this is who Victory Leo used to be. I don't know if I can get him in the frame without him all coming apart. Yep. Here's God Jinrai, the Legends God Jinrai. This is, you know, kind of a... yeah. Yeah, that's a bit of a size difference, but yeah, that's just the comparison there. And one final comparison for this mode. I'll bring more comparisons on other modes, but here they are next to Masterpiece Star Saber. Intended got all weird. Yeah. Masterpiece Star Saber, who is bigger, but lacking somewhat, including having really loose joints. But yeah, you can see, there you go, and also all that stuff. Kind of showing his age. No Masterpiece Victory Leo, though, because, well, we never got one. And I don't have KFC Simba, so... So, yeah, that's the, yeah, that's the robot modes for these guys. Now, the transformations. So I'm going to go ahead and focus on Victory Leo for a second here. So first, get that out of there. We'll put that off the side for now. Now, starting off with Victory here, first thing I'd like to do is take the feet and just fold those up here. Now, this is one part. Some people notice that this gets stressed and cracked. Mine has not had issues yet, so I don't know. Knock on wood, but I have not had a single issue on this thing. So, but yeah, this black flap, you have to untab it from the forehead and front tab the forehead and bring it down over the face like that. These little horn things, you just rotate them like that. Now up here, what you do with the lion head, and I'm going to bring this down a little bit. This lion head is you want to take these and flare these out. You know, those little side pieces, they flare out, and you can just, trap that back in, and then you can open the mouth up a bit. If you open it up too much, this actually starts to separate. I noticed, at least on mine. That's a little unfortunate. So you got that. Let's see. Up here, go ahead and rotate the fists 90 degrees so they're looking like this with the fingers forward like this, and then rotate this whole assembly like that. There's kind of a soft clicking point, and you can kind of have it kind of angled like that, and same thing on this side. Rotate that 90 degrees, and then fold that up. Yeah, and then just as you need to. Now, back here, what you want to do here is open up this thing. This right here is untabs right there, and you'll collapse the leg in. Now, actually, before you collapse the leg, and to make this a little easier, you actually want to take this and rotate this around like this. And it's kind of the points where it's supposed to lock in. You want it looking like that. This makes it easier, and then you bring the leg down. This makes it easier because otherwise this thing gets in the way. But yeah, right here, you want to see this. This right here, there's a tab here which goes in that slot for robot mode. There's another tab here which goes in that slot for, because you collapse this in. But when you're collapsing it in, I found it's easiest, because otherwise it's a pain in the butt. You want to start bringing this down and matching that tab up with that slot before this is fully collapsed, and then you'll kind of finish collapsing, and then that will just kind of go in nicer. And then you go ahead and bring this part out like that. Same thing on this side. Rotate this around, click into place, and bring the foot down. Open that up, and then collapse the leg up. And again, same thing as before, just bring that in and close that up like that. And then bring this piece out like that. Go ahead and bring the legs together, and they'll tab in together like so. And then take this piece and unfold that and bring that down like so. And it's most of the way done. Just gotta get those legs adjusted. That all done. And then this right here, you want to go ahead and take the handle and move it back like that. And then this part right here, this clip right here will go over this part right here. All the way down like that. And that will help. There you go. That's a Victory Leo in his, lion mode. That's a thing. And I'm going to put that off to the side for now, because we're then going to look at this guy's transformations. Because, yeah, so get the shield and sword piece off there right now. We're going to separate that and then pick the shield off the side. Now, Star Saber, of course, comes with two components if you know anything. So, first thing actually is take the helmet off. Just take that off, and you see his little tiny head. And this, you want to get this out of the way, and you want to untab this gray piece from the red right here. Right? Get this out of the way and untab this from there. Like that. Now, back here you want to unfold this, and there's a little red button right there. You press that, and that helps unlatch Saber. It brings Saber out like that. Get back to Saber in a minute. First thing is first, I want to get this guy into his base mode, which is a little interesting. So right here, you want to go ahead and open up the forearm here and collapse the arm in like that, and then re-tab that. Might fight you a little bit, weirdly enough. There you go, tab that in, and then take the fist and go ahead and collapse that in like that. And then rotate this back and make sure it's all straightened out. And rotate this back and move that up. Same thing on this side. Open that up, collapse it in, so close that up, close the fist up, rotate this back, and move that out back. Leave those out for now. This right here, you want to angle like this. So now down here, what you want to do is take the feet and fold those up like that. And this is another thing, which is you heard that little click. a lot of copies have the problem where this foot does not want to undo the, fold like that. It just catches right here. This will catch, either it will catch here or you'll successfully get it unclipped, only for you not be able to reclip it back in for Star Saber mode. Now, so the thing is, I found that you have to just basically right here on the gray piece right here and on the red piece right here, you want to shave like at a 45-degree angle, and like just shave that part down and shave this part down so you can actually get it down and get just a little bit of time until eventually you can it matches the other foot. So basically, when you bring it up, you'll hear it click a bit, but it doesn't, you're not sitting there fighting, because if you just don't leave it alone, you can do it, but it takes a lot of effort, and eventually you're going to stress the plastic possibly and break it. But yeah, anyways, you fold that up like that, and then go ahead and take these hip pieces and just move those out like so, and then move the legs out like that. Like that. Make sure they're clicked all the way. So, and then that's a little platform to help stabilize it. Take the head here and move the face up like that. Move these forward like so. They're like little guns. And right here, these little clips, which will go over there's a little slot, kind of indentate. If you see, there's little spots where the white plastic's thinner. Line those up and put that in. Now, this is one part that's really annoying because, okay, there's little slots right here that go line up with these tabs, and they're supposed to tab in. However, I found that it doesn't really work. It's like they'll tab in, sure, but like not very well. So as long as you don't mess with it, and that's the thing, you can see it'll kind of work, but on mine, they just don't work. The tabs just don't hold worth beans. And you have this thing where it's like, yeah, it's like you have to put a lot of weird pressure on it and it'll kind of hold, but the second you start messing with it, it'll fall apart. And there you go. You can do stuff like take the guns or whatever and like put those on. But yeah, that's the base mode, which was a thing in G1, by the way. And you got Saber here. Now, Saber here, what you want to do is bring this down a bit, and you want to untab the legs from each other, and this will let you kind of move them out a bit so you can straighten them out like that. Go ahead and take this piece and fold that up and tab that in, or bring that in like that. Back here, again, be careful of the gold foil. You want to open this up and open up the leg like that, and then right here, this will line up. There's like a notch here, and this will all line up. You want that to line up, and those should all hold into place like that. Also take these wings and fold them back like that, and then take the foot here and fold it out. Again, open that up, extend the leg, bring this back in, make sure that all that stuff, notches and stuff are lined up, collapse the leg in, fold this back, and take this and fold that out. There you go. Legs, and you also want to go ahead and this right here, you want to bring this up and click that into place. Arms, you want to go ahead and bring them out. They're on little hinges. Bring them out and up like so. And then take the fists and move them out. And move those out. And of course, one final thing is you want to take this piece and make sure this is, again, collapsed in. And this will peg into the shoulder, either one. I prefer the right shoulder because I like mine left-handed. And yeah, you can take the gun here and just give it to him. And there you go. You got Saber in his robot mode. Yeah, that's a lot to go through right there. Yeah, going real quick. Please don't fall off. Please. Okay, good. Victory Leo, you can see is lion mode. You can see again the nice blue eyes there. You got the mouth. We can open and close. You got all that stuff. You got yellow and yeah, most of the same stuff. Pretty much throughout. You got this weird. Well, that's a tail, I guess. That is supposed to be a tail. So yay. Looks pretty neat, I guess. Kind of a little goofy, but that weird, how should I put it? Charming G1 goofiness of just, it's a weird boxy cat thing. Now, yeah, you look pretty neat, I guess. But yeah, articulation in this mode is kind of weird. You got this, which is pretty much the same head joint. So you got, left and, you got that swivel, I guess. Can't really look up and down though. Not really. You can wiggle a little bit. Yeah, it's technically a ball joint, but not really have a long range. You just pretty much can, do that. You can do this, I guess, but it looks weird. These, you know, still forward and back and outward, and you got the swivel and the elbow, and this, I guess you have an extra hinge there for whatever. Still, these can flap up and down a little bit, you know, about that much range. Back here, there's a stopping point, but you have that, you know, it's kind of a swivel right there. Not really a whole lot of range because stuff starts getting in the way, but you got that much, and you know, look at that. You have a hinge here, and you have a hinge here, and that's your lot, really. That can't move. Here, this can't really move. These can angle up and move outward and whatnot, but yeah, they also click into place right there, and yeah. So, okay, nothing really special there, articulation-wise, but it's okay, and it looks nice, and you know, I like it like this. It's again like that weird, goofy kind of G1 charm of just kind of like, bless its heart is trying. Oi, stay upright. He does not want to stay upright right now. Okay, yeah, all his joints are collapsed. I never had this issue before. Now, of course, it's on camera, so of course he just wants to kind of just fall over for some reason. I don't know why. There we go. Stay. Now, the base mode is, well, it's a base mode. It doesn't really move much. If you don't have the shield in the way, those can be guns on the helmet there. But yeah, you have all that stuff. It's a base mode of sorts. It's kind of weird looking. It's one of those things that just wasn't the G1 toy. But yeah, I guess it's supposed to be a platform for a Saber, although we can't really stand back there very well. You can kind of balance them on this stuff, but yeah. Doesn't really still up there. Yeah, so I guess you got a base mode of sorts, which that's probably never going to ever be. I'm never going to transform there again because, well, this is for the review and I don't care. I only care about it for getting it shown on the review. Yeah, Saber here though, you have a lot more blue showing up. Also a nice house sculpt. You got this visored face. He kind of looks a little stern. You got his little yellow head crest. Some white there on the face with a big old Autobot symbol. You got some silver, some yellow there, and some white and gunmetal there. You got his weird shield thing, you know, red and yellow down here. Nice little feet. Got a little thruster heels, and you know, got all that stuff in the back. Got that. You got his rifle, which again, yeah, it looks like that. Yeah, it's a pretty neat little figure. It's not the biggest one in the world. Pretty neat though. His articulation, you got the head that can actually swivel left and right, and that's it. It can only swivel. There's a reason for that. You'll see in a bit, but yeah, he can only swivel left and right, and it's only got about that much range. Shoulders are on ball joints, and they're very tight ball joints, worryingly tight. But you do have a full 360. There's a hinge here, which gets to go outward. You know, all the bangs in his head. You do have a hinge there. There is a swivel right there, but it's very tight again. Or at least initially. Yeah, it's swivel. The wrists are on ball joints, so you actually do have a wrist swivel, although you got that big old void, which apparently every single version of Saber has some sort of gap there, so almost every single version, so that's something to think about. Yeah, you know, wrist swivel there. He does have technically a waist swivel, although the backpack prevents it from really working. Unless you use the ab crunch. There is an ab crunch thanks to the transformation. He does have an ab crunch. Once you use that, oh, now the waist swivel's free and clear to swivel around. So you have quite the ab crunch, which goes about that far. Hips, though, you got forward, well, actually pretty high kick there. Back, you only get that much range. Outward, you have that much. You have a thigh swivel. Knees, you get just shy of 90 degrees of bend. And down here at the feet, you have... you can, if you untransform it, you can get the toe collapsed a little bit, but yeah, really not a whole lot there. And you have a little bit of little tiny bit of ankle tilt. Just a little bit. Not a whole lot, but a little bit. And unfortunately, he does not come with his little sword hilt, so you can, you know, wield a blade in this mode, unfortunately. So that's a disappointment. But you kind of use his kind of a little bit, it's kind of unusually large rifle, if you want. And I don't have the comparison for base mode because the Masterpiece person can't really do the base mode very well. So, because it wasn't ever intended. And, yeah, here's the Masterpiece Saber, though. You see quite the height difference right there. Quite the height difference because, yeah. And, just, again, real quick. Earthrise Optimus, significantly shorter. And again, a mainline deluxe. You have Minerva, bit shorter. So it's that weird thing between, it's too big for a core, but it's a little shorter than most deluxes, but not too much shorter. It's about a head short of Minerva there. So it might be a bit short, but it's one of those things you're going to have to, you know, deal with the compromise for the sake of the whole package. Now, more transformations. Yes, more modes to go through this again. This is why part of the reason why I was kind of annoyed with how he was packaged, because now my video is going to be a little annoying. Now, I'm going to go with Victory Leo again, because he does have another mode, which I'm going to go ahead and first get this off. Some people have noticed, some people have said that these clips have like worn out. I have not had that problem yet. I know there's no sign of it wearing out, so I don't know. Yeah, so you got that. You got to take that off. You take the guns and swivel around 180 like that. See? Take the wings and open those up. And right here, what you want to do is, there's a tab here on this elbow, and this will go open a slot right here. You want to fold that up and bring that up, and that will hold that in place. And then just this right here, you want to go ahead and collapse that in like that. Same thing on this side. Bring this up, you know, tab that into the wing. You have to make sure that's all holds together, and then collapse that up like that. Now this, you want to go ahead and rotate this. Well, this is in the way, so you kind of have to rotate this way. Bring this up, and there's a little tab here which will go into the foot right there like that. Rotate this up like there. On mine, this one's a little loose. The stopping point's a little looser than it should be, but it will find it. This one's a little too tight, and this one you want to rotate around and again tab that foot in like so, and then rotates around, and that'll click into place and lock, and you got that. Like so, and then finally what you want to do here is go ahead and flip this over, and on this side there's a slot here and a slot here, and you want to line that up with this tab right here and these tabs right here, and just tab that in like that. And there you go. There's Victory Leo's jet mode, I guess. That's a jet mode, I guess. We'll get back to that in a little bit. Now, the base mode here, we're going to turn this into the V-Star. So go ahead and take the shield and untab that. Untab this bit right there. Just get the helmet out of the way. Now, here, what you want to do is take these pieces and fold those up further like so, like that, right? Now you want to go ahead and untab that and bring that down. You want to then open this up, and this will then collapse down inward like this, like so, and then close that up and tab that in. Bring this down. This is going to, there's a tab, this right here, this little locking tab is going to go into a little slot on the arm, and then this is going to come up and tab in like that, and you want to also bring that down like that. That's one side mostly done. So pretty much same thing. Open that up and unclip that and bring that down and collapse the leg in. So close that, fold that up, bring that down, and then yeah, that will tab in, and then bring this up and tab that in and bring that down. This right here, you want to bring this back and click that into place. Then go ahead and bring the wings down like that and unfold these. And then up here, you want to go ahead and bring those out. Those are the landing gear. Oh yeah, and of course take this and just fold that in for now. And it's pretty much the V-Star right there. For the most part, there's something else you can do, but it's kind of optional in this mode. Now Saber himself, you want to go ahead and take that off and unpeg that. Now go ahead and fold the hands back in there, like so. You want to go ahead and open up this chest panel. Remove the Brain of Courage. Remove that Brain of Courage. Fold the helmet, make sure that's all straightened out, and fold the head in and close that back up and click it in place. Like so. We'll take that a little bit. Now right there, you want to go ahead and take the feet and rotate those in like that. And then come back here and open this up. Collapse the leg in. If it wants to cooperate, some of these hinges are tighter than the others. Collapse the leg in and close that up like so. Same thing. Open that up. Collapse the leg in. Close that up. Now tab the legs together like that. That. And then go ahead and bring the arms down. And they'll kind of... This is a bit of a tab right here, which will go into a slot right there. That, or at least it's supposed to. It might not always play nice initially. Bring that in and close that up. And then unfold this bit. Yeah, unfold this little white wing right here and leave this one up. Unfold these wings. Now, take this bit and let's go in and tab in right there. And that's one thing I want to know is another common problem, which is often this little slot right here, which this little tab will go into, is often not, the plastic is not always cut out. So unfortunately you can't, it'll like sit like that. So the only solution there is to, well, cut through that and possibly disassemble and cut through that. And then you should be able to deal with that. But it's not a guarantee, but there's a high chance of it happening. So there's a Saber in his vehicle mode. And there you take the Brain of Courage here and you just flip the face around onto the back. And there you go. There's the there's the Brain of Courage if he'll stand. He doesn't want to stand right now. Stay standing. I'll just lean him against Saber. There you go. And there we go. Vehicle mode stuff. Getting into these a little bit. Victory Leo's jet mode is a suggestion. That it's a suggestion. It's a jet mode. You just kind of have to use your imagination a lot because there's just kind of a flat block here and there's like no cockpit. And I guess yeah, it's just this is mostly there so you can combine with Star Saber in the flight modes. But yeah, it's just kind of it's basically a block with guns on it and wings, which fine I guess. But yeah, it's not really. And well, actually I forgot that was one thing I forgot, which is totally you're supposed to do that. There we go. Forgot that part. I'm stupid. Yeah, you're supposed to flip that up too. And yeah. Yay. Yeah. Someone probably already wrote a comment. Oh, you forgot that. Oh, I remembered eventually. Yes, this mode is like very much in service to just being able to combine with Star Saber in the vehicle mode, and that's pretty obvious. I mean, it's just a block with guns and wings. Another thing was, yeah, you see this red? This is a sticker. On the one, this one is paint, this is sticker. This because this is a nylon plastic, I believe, or at least a nylon mix, which means paint does not like to stick to it. And unfortunately, you can see parts of the sticker don't like to stick. Like it's a wraparound, and one of them actually even broke. Like the sticker like broke, just tore a bit, and I had to deal with that. But yeah, it's they don't stick super well once you wrap around the edge here. It's like this part's fine, but this part does not want to stay on, unfortunately, and it kind of stinks. And on the edges here, it's a little frayed already. I'm a little worried. I'm gonna have to wait for hopefully Toy Hacks or whatever to make stickers just to replace that, or paint it and hope it doesn't flake off. Because yeah, that's a little unfortunate. Or just leave it as is and just kind of give up on it. But yeah, it's a brick with guns and wings, so nothing really special there. The V star here is just kind of essentially a big old, like it's a flying. I don't know what this is. I don't know. It just kind of floats in space. Sure, let's see what's that. It floats in space. White and blue and red still, you got that. It's a kind of clear thing there. I guess it can fly. You can attach the gun to it if you want. Actually, I think you're supposed to attach it to this port right here. Yeah, attach the gun there, that gun if you want. Shield. Cool thing is there's a peg hole right here, and there's a peg here, and you can do this. You can do that if you want, so that's kind of neat. It's nice storage for that. And of course, the landing gear are nice, so you have that whole thing going on. Oh yeah, I forgot. Also, yeah, I'm just forgetful today. This is supposed to clip on here, right there, like that. Again, it's kind of obviously a helmet just chilling out on the top of a space cruiser thing, but whatever. You're supposed to do it like this, but also know the Masterpiece Saber, Masterpiece version, you have to do it like this. So I don't know which way. It's like, you know, kind of preference, but yeah. Just, that's the thing you do. It's 2 things I forgot. I didn't forget anything else. I know I didn't. But yeah, Saber here is pretty cool. It's a cool little red and white spaceship with a little bit of yellow and gold, you know, thruster spec there. No landing gear really. You just kind of plop him on, but he is nice and balanced. So that's that. You know, got the little Autobot symbols there. You got the translucent cockpit. Got his robot mode. It's kind of obvious how he transforms, really. Yeah, I think it looks nice. And you got this little venting detail, which is pretty cool. Yeah, it looks pretty nice. And yeah, you got the the Brain of Courage. This thing is tiny. You know, it's white, red, and blue, and it actually has little bits of gold for the chest. The face is entirely blue, and on the back here you have a helmet. And he has articulation. He has a little tiny ball joints in his shoulders. His shoulders can do a 360, but they can kind of go out just a smidge. And his hips are kind of fused, I believe, as one pin joint, so you can do that. So yeah, it's nearly a whole lot of articulation. It's mostly in service for getting him in there. But while I'm zoomed in, this is literally the smallest transforming figure I own now. Smallest transforming. The little figures that came with Unicron are technically smaller, but not by much. Yeah, just to give you an idea, that's how tiny it is. This is a Titan Master. He's like half the height of a Titan Master. He is tiny. Again, smallest transformer I've ever owned. Transforming transformer again. So just to give you an idea there, and also just compare them. Well, again, I'll have this zoomed in. Here's the Masterpiece Brain of Courage. Not much bigger, actually. Not much more articulated either. Yeah, of course, the Brain of Courage here, you know, you can open up the cockpit and get him into sitting position. Plop him inside, and there you go. Now he's inside the Saber, and that's pretty cool. Now, quick comparisons. One quick comparison, just real quick, yeah, or 2 quick comparisons, I should say. But here's the Masterpiece V-Star. Bit larger. You can see, bit larger. Not as much as you know. The size difference isn't as extreme as you'd think it would be, but it's there, which is interesting. Is that? And here's the Masterpiece Saber in his vehicle mode. Yeah, this one actually, I think overall, I think the Masterpiece for Saber is actually a bit better looking. But I still like how this looks. But this one just feels a little. I think because of the nose cone particularly. I think yeah, for me mostly it's the nose cone, but this isn't bad. This is actually still really good looking. It's just, you know, you got that whole thing going on. This one actually has landing gear, so there's that. Yeah, another couple transformation cycles to go through now. Combination of Saber and the V-Star. It's actually pretty simple. Saber here, you just get these wings and fold those up. You take these wings and fold those down as far as they'll go, pretty much. Him is pretty simple. On this end, you just go ahead and open these gray flaps up. You want to go ahead, and I personally prefer to push the button and ready to go. And this right here, this little bit right here will go into this little notch right there. And just also be careful with the gold foil. I've heard reports of people damaging the gold foil trying to combine this. If you're careful, I don't think it's going to be a problem, but just be aware. Yeah, just get that in there and get that pegged in, and then just push that up like that, and then close that up, and there's Star Saber's full vehicle mode. Yeah, pretty cool. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's just kind of weird because like this just enormous thing. It's just like you get this little jet, you know, attached to this enormous thing, and it's like almost like a. It almost feels like, you know, since it's a space thing, it's like, you know, this is all like booster rockets for getting into space, and then you detach, and you got this little thing which goes, you know, separate, and this just falls away. That's almost what it feels like. But you know, I don't think it's what it's supposed to be, but it's cool. You got the I forgot about this, but yeah, you got the little thrusters here. Which, again, the blast effects can totally play into those as well. Any of those, if you want. Not really a whole lot of articulation. I guess the wings can flap, and you can adjust the angle of the tail fins. But yeah, really not a whole lot. These can flap up and down too. And I guess you can point these around, you know, a little bit as you want. But it's a pretty cool little thing. And again, they got the landing gear and all that. And yeah, it's slightly larger overall than Victory Leo. It's just pretty cool looking, I guess. And you can take the shield off if you want. Although, yeah, it'd be more like the original Star Saber with just a big old gap if you want. But, you know, again, I just like to leave that on just because it just kind of gives it a slightly cleaner profile, I guess. Yeah, I'm going to put him off to the side real quick because we're going to bring in the big boy of the Masterpiece Star Saber again. Because, yeah, the full thing. Yep, you got that full thing. Again, not actually, again, the weird thing, like, it's really not that much bigger, and also you can see this is much smoother detailing versus this has a lot of tech detailing, so that's kind of the trade-off there. But you got that going on. Yeah, I would actually argue that very much this did not. There we go. I would actually kind of argue that this cleans up a little better overall because you got these with the the thighs are just chilling out there. Yeah, you got that going on. Okay. So, another transformation sequence. Very short one, though, thankfully. On this side, you're just going to go ahead and take this off for now and move that up, right? You're going to do that. Now, over here on Victory Leo, you're going to go remove the cannon, like so. You're going to take this, open this up, and collapse these back in, like that. And then close that up. And then, yeah, and then just leave it like that, right? Now, this is how you combine these two. You go ahead and there's these tabs right here on each side of the legs here. And there's hopefully, well, slots in the right place on here. There, these little grooves and slots. Now, some people have apparently reported that, they've gotten mirrored. They're not mirrored like they're supposed to be, and you get like two rights or two lefts on these panels, unfortunately, which means this will not work. Now here you want to go ahead and line those tabs and slots up and then just slide it down, which is a little more difficult to do on camera. You have to try to slide that down, and then eventually it'll lock into place in the slots. You just lock that into place. You get these cannons up and out of the way. And this right here, panel will come down, and these right here, these little tabs here, which go into those, locking very securely into place. And then go ahead for the shield here. You want to take this, you want to unpeg this and move it back to this peg right here, like that. And then once again, just attach it like before. I believe actually you want to also go ahead and take this thing and move this up and collapse that in, and then bring this back up like that, and then go ahead and bring this and peg that in right here. That will fill in that nice little gap right there. And you take the V-lock cannon and bring that back out, and you could attach it right here if you want. And there you go. There's the full Victory Saber vehicle mode right there, which looks pretty great, actually. It's kind of, again, ridiculous in a sense, because, like, why do you need this many wings? You don't. Who cares, though? It looks cool. Shut up. That's basically what it comes down to. Just shut up. It looks cool. And, yeah, it's a big, big guy. And this mode is actually about the same size now as the Masterpiece guy. He's roughly the same length now, overall. I think it actually might be... they're actually also about the same weight, too, which is pretty impressive. Again, really cool looking, I think. Yeah, I would say this is really cool looking overall. Just, it's just big and kind of bulky, and, definitely, no. Yeah, I just want to show one other thing, too. Since people keep bringing up the, Commander class, like and whatnot, kind of as the idea of how big he is. Here's Siege Jetfire to give you an idea of size there. Which, yeah, he is about the size of a commander class, although he is a little bit heavier, too. Not a whole lot, but a little bit. At least it feels like it, anyway. Yeah. Yeah, so, yeah, just to give you an idea, size-wise, the difference between those two. So, yeah, that's one thing, which is, there's one other thing you can do here, which I didn't mention yet, yeah, but yeah, which the flight stand. This can be configured, so you can slide this out, and then slide it in here, and then take this bit and... I'm going to take this and move this around like that. Like so. And this right here, there's a slot right there, and there's a tab right there, and you just go ahead and get that all situated. Like that. And there, that is not in yet. There you go. That's there you go. That slipped out of alignment. There we go. Now that is flight mode. It's in yeah, on the flight stand and everything. It's nice. It's fairly secure. I mean, so you can see it wiggling around, but it's on there pretty solid. So yep. There you go. That you can use that as well for the flight stand if you want. And there's Victory Saber in his vehicle mode. Now, I'm going to go ahead and get this guy all back into the robot modes, because there's one, of course, one big final thing you can do here. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and do that real quick. Okay. So, to get to Victory Saber mode from here. So, first thing is I'm going to go Victory Leo here. What you want to do here is, again, go ahead and take that and collapse that down and fold those up and then untap that. Now back here, you want to go ahead and this whole assembly, these yellow bits will slide backwards off there, and that's, you know, one piece right here. We go do and then unfold the wings. You want to unfold those wings, and then like with the line mode, you want to go ahead and rotate those and bring that up right there, and once again, tab those into the wings, like so, and get that all squared away. Same thing, rotate that around, bring this up, bring that up, tab that into the wing, and then close that up like there. Now this right here, you want to go ahead and rotate the guns around like that, and then get those up and out of the way like that. Open this panel up and bring that back like there, and then bring this down right here. Into that into there right like that. There's a kind of double hinge here. You want to make sure that's all nestled in like that. Bring those up, and that's pretty much ready to go. This right here, you want to go ahead and fold the feet up, and then, well, split that in half right there and split it down the middle. Thing is, the only thing holding this together is those shoulder pieces and this clip. So you can kind of see sometimes like this, you can see this has been a frequent complaint, which is you can kind of see gap there. It doesn't bother me that much, but it does bother some people. Any which way. So right here, you want to go ahead and take the foot here and rotate that out. And then here you want to open this up and again collapse the leg in. Like we go into line mode and whatnot, and then make sure to do all that and collapse that in. Then right here at this hinge, you untab that and bring this around. This tab right here will go into that slot. Make sure it's this slot right here. That. And up here, you want to go ahead and bring this forward and fold this red bit out right there. Like that. And this is the right foot. So yeah, the shiny bit is on the outside of the thing. Then do the same thing here. Fold this foot out. And also right here, you want to fold this clip in like that. It'll fold in. Open that up and collapse the leg in. And make sure to get that all squared away. At this hinge. Undo that hinge and bring this, tab this in. Like that. And then go ahead and get this bit out, which sometimes on mine, this is real stubborn. Yeah, get that out and then get that out. And Victory Leo's ready to go. Now, Star Saber is actually pretty simple. You just got to do is just fold the feet in. Let's fold his feet up, and he's ready to go. Now, here, what you want to go ahead and do is, okay, so these red clips right here will go over this right here. You see where it gets narrower? You want to get that clipped in right there, and then bring this over top of the gray bit of the foot like that. Same thing over here. Clip that in. And then bring this over the top like that. And then we're going to raise this. And this right here, okay, so this right here will peg in, and this, they'll peg into the back here, and this will also, these will also clip over top, like so. Oop, that just came untabbed. Yeah, this will peg in and clip over, that will peg and clip in like that. And then down here, you want to bring this down. There's a tab here, which will go in this slot right there. That will further lock things in. And then finally, bring the cannon things. These will come down and tab in right here on the shoulders, and that will further lock things in. You can bring the, go ahead and bring the cannons up if you want. And yeah, there you go. That is Victory Saber. Now, Victory Saber here is very big. He's tall. He's a big guy. He's tall. He's you know, this is part of the reason, like, you know, if you might have noticed, some people complain that Star Saber is a bit stockier than they're used to, but this is the reason why. So this guy right here, when he's all combined as Victory Saber, doesn't look too lanky. And yeah, you really don't want this guy to look lanky. But overall, yeah, you can see, yeah, he's got a big old, you know, boots and everything. He's got his wing backpack with his little line, you know, the line face just kind of chilling out back there and everything. Yeah, it's nice and stable too. I'm not really having any problems with it. You know, I've never had any problems with it, like falling backwards or anything. He's leaning back a bit, but he has never fallen backwards. And of course, you can just, you know, click those forward one. Now he's leaning forward a bit, but yeah, I've never had him fall backwards or anything ever. So in that regard, yeah, I don't think it's really a problem. Now, a couple of things about this mode. Number one, I think I did not show off before. You might speak absent. Number one, the V-lock cannon, the gun here. There's a peg inside. You can peg that right there. And on top of that, you have this bit, and this bit can come down. And okay, so this can hold it. He can hold this in his hand right there. And this right here, there's little clips in here, which actually there's slots right here on the elbow to kind of hold that into place. So when he's holding the V-lock cannon. Now it kind of clips into place, but not super well. But you know, regardless, he can hold it. He holds it pretty well. And there's that. You do that. Of course, you do this, like that. You want, the sword is stored away, and there's a lot you can do here. If I can get this thing out. One other thing is, yeah, the nice thing is, well, if this, you can't having a hard time with that, use gravity. Just use gravity if you're having a hard time getting the sword out. Yep. Do all that if you want. Arm them up. There is a bit of a storage thing you can do for the V-lock cannon. You know, you have to separate that. You have to, you know, collapse that all up, and you might need to do that. And back here, what you do is you untab that, and there's this peg hole right here, which you can just, you know, do that. Hold it, you know, back there, I guess. And the cool thing also is the shield. You might be also wondering, this, like what these extra bits here on the tabs are for. Well, that's actually, so you can, right here, this can slot in, right here, right? You see this on this, this panel? That can actually slot in right there. Bring that down a little bit so it makes it a little easier, but yeah. At least it's supposed to be able to slot in there. I did it before, and now of course it doesn't want to do it. I'm doing it backwards. Might be doing it backwards. I was doing it backwards. Okay, that's why. Doesn't want to cooperate right now. Yeah, there we go. Slots in right there. Just tab right in, and there you go. That can store back there too. So you can have all that if you want. And of course, these can angle how you want. You know, you can still do that. You can pretty much all the posability. Star Saber is pretty much still here. Everything, there's nothing really hindered at all. There's no real hindrances to his posability in the slightest. Except, yeah, not even backwards because of how he's designed everything. It's just he poses pretty well. Still, there's no differences here. There's still the same ankle, still the same everything, and he just looks great. I mean, he's big, he's hefty, he's nice looking. Everything stores somewhere. He can store pretty much everything somewhere or another. It's great. It's fantastic. I really think this is phenomenal. Okay, we're going to go through a gamut of comparisons here because I had a lot of stuff I wanted to bring out for this guy. So, first of all, Earthrise Optimus. Yeah, you can see that right there. Legacy Minerva. Again. There. Galaxy Shuttle. Which, I think Galaxy Shuttle is supposed to be bigger than Star Saber, but yeah, good luck with that. Here's Siege Jetfire, who, yeah, he's standing funny. There you go. Siege Jetfire. You guys, this is what people are talking about when, you know, he's kind of like a really upscaled commander class. They're actually roughly the same height. He's a bit taller, but yeah. And it's Power of the Primes Optimus, but that's because he was remolded in Star Convoy. So just imagine that's the Star Convoy. Just give an idea on that, because I think Star Convoy is even bigger than this guy in the canon. But yeah, well, how about Titan's Return Overlord? Although in the weird Takara configuration, just for the sake, you know, to give him a little bit of a chance. I think the Overlord was in Master Force. I don't know. I don't think he was in Victory though. But just yeah. That's the guy, why not? When it comes to Victory, here's Combiner Wars Leo Kaiser, even though a lot of people really don't like this guy because it's just not right. I mean, yeah, don't worry, guys, though. We are getting Deathsaurus. He's coming. No, that's what's happened. Okay, his arm, his leg bent weird. Come on. There we go. There we go. Actually, almost the same. If I recall, canonically, they are roughly the same height. So that's something. Although, yeah, that's not right. But, yeah. I think I'll say it looks good until we get a better one. Well, that's the one I got. Again, with Legends God Jinrai with the Perfect Effect stuff. Roughly the same height here, so it's something. I'm not sure if that's accurate. I don't think it's accurate, but, you know, it's something, I guess. Now getting the third-party guys a little bit. Here's MMC Star Convoy. I think that's actually more. I think that's actually kind of closer to accurate to the canon, if you want to know. So, something. I think that's actually closer to accurate to canon. So just if you want, if an FYI, if you want to mix and match a little bit, that's might be a little closer to what you're looking for. I don't think this is sized correctly, and also Overlord kind of helps stand in with that, considering it's a repainted. This is the Fans Project's version of Diatlas. Probably too short, but yeah, I mean, it's probably too short, but yeah, you know, that's the thing. Again, the Overlord is, you know, was repainted the Diatlas, so gives you an idea there too if you saw that, if you want to go back and look at that again. Here's a MP Star Saber who's doing weird stuff again. Yeah, it's still short on the MP Star Saber, but that's kind of expected. Unfortunately, I can't compare it to an MP Victory Saber because, again, I don't have KSC Simba, so I'm not going to spend $300 to go get one just for the sake of one video. That'd be stupid. Yeah, there you go. That's one last comparison there. Yeah, that was all the comparisons I wanted to do. Yeah, of course, one last thing is the flight stand. Yeah, still, even with the V-lock cannon on there, I think you have to rotate I have to rotate that out of the way, but this will still peg in with the V-lock cannon pegged in. Still got that flight stand. And yeah, there's also the thing, which is, they showed this a little bit, which is, you put it in the flight mode configuration. Yeah, you can do the whole, he's flying through space or whatever if you want. Yeah, you can, Yep, you can do that. It's a little too vertical for my liking, but hey, or horizontal, but yeah, you can do that if you want. So, yeah. That, I think, will do it for Haslab Star Saber, Victory Saber. I was very ecstatic when this guy showed up. He is I think, wonderful figure overall. The only thing is, yeah, there's a couple QC issues out there. Mine in particular got hit with the one antenna's loose. One of the feet had to be sanded down, and the gold foil on one part of Victory Leo was a little scuffed, and the stickers aren't very great. But other than that, and of course the Micromasters are like, who cares? I don't care about those. But yeah, the ball joints like to pop off when they're just not very, it's not very fun, and they're just like whatever. They're probably, they're just gonna hang around. But we're getting more of those for with Death Soar, so that's something. The rest of the team, I guess. So yay. Yeah. So Victory Saber here is fantastic. He was definitely worth the $180. The only thing is, well, if you didn't back it, you're not getting it for $180. Well, probably. Thing is, I think the cheapest price I've seen on the aftermarket is $250. At that price, I still think it'd probably be largely worth it. But you're going to start seeing $300, $350, $400, $450, and at that price is once you start breaching $300 or start hitting the $300 mark, it's really hard to justify the price on that. At that point, as great as he is, I think $300 is too much. But the problem is you're not going to find him for very frequently for less than that. Might you? Sure, you might, but there's a very real chance you will not find it for that cheap. It's most likely you're going to be finding $300, $350, $400 in the range somewhere in that frame, which I think is absolutely not worth that much. But if you are willing to pay for that much, I guess go ahead. I can't stop you, but because it is really good. And if you didn't back it, I'm sorry. If you did back it, I hope there was a couple things here which might have helped you if you didn't, if you didn't already figure it out yourself. But yeah. He's phenomenal, but not $300 phenomenal. And that's kind of the weird thing with these Haslab things. Just simply, I have to kind of think about how much, what's going to cost in the aftermarket. And it's like on the aftermarket, if you can't get it for less than $300, I would say just sit on your money and just kind of possibly look into other options. Yeah, and this is also, I think, more or less rounds out Legacy as a whole. We'll move from here on out. I think we're moving on to Legacy Evolution. So, yay! What way to end cap that. Fantastic figure, but yeah, a couple little problems, but I personally didn't find anything. I didn't run into anything too difficult to deal with, and you may have different luck and whatnot, and yeah. So that's it for this one. I hope you found it informative and entertaining. I hope you like, comment, subscribe. Check out my Twitter. I'm at Nemesis Prime 1. Check out my co-host, cohost.com/Nemesis-Prime. I hope you check out my coffee and my Patreon, and I shall see you next time with another video review.